Travis was walking. Where he was walking to was not important. In fact, he tried not to think about it, because thinking about it could only make him think about how uninteresting the place he was going was, and how that may be indicative of how he as a person was not very interesting. He did not like thinking about how uninteresting he was because, if he did, some would say that would be a reason for him to try to make himself less uninteresting. As if it were somehow that easy. Travis had often thought of being interesting as being employed. One must already be a little bit interesting/employed to be more interesting/employed. But because Travis was not very interesting, he had nobody to tell this to. As Travis was walking by the church, a person came upon him, walking toward him on the sidewalk. People had not historically been very nice to Travis. They would do things like pretend to punch him in the face and then mock him for flinching. They would do things like grab him by the collar and spit down his shirt. And they would do things like beat him up in the schoolyard and then put him into a coma and make him miss his 11th birthday. This person certainly looked peculiar. His hair looked stupid. His eyes looked dangerous, but also friendly, in a weird sort of way. His lips were caked and his tongue was out as if he was cooling himself down, and it looked like he had tried to shave the stubble off of his face, but was suddenly possessed by some urge to do something else and just never got around to finishing. His arms were gangly and flopping around as if he could not control himself, and his shirt looked like it had started life as a t-shirt. His jeans had one long leg and one short leg and were torn all over the place, and his shoes were similarly ratty, with his right one having a hole in the toe, with the man's toe obviously being stuck out on purpose. And yet he was still wearing socks. Travis soon learned this man was not one to beat around the bush.
Hey man, listen man, you got any drugs?
Drugs?
Yeah, man, drugs.
Travis responded poorly. What he should have said was no. What he said instead was, what kind of drugs are you looking for?
Anything, man. I can go for anything. I'm in the mood for cocaine, but I can do anything. Give me anything. Fuck. Meth, heroin, PCP, bath salts. Oh, those things are trendy, I know, but I still haven't got a chance to try them.
Travis thought about this for a second. He still was hesitant to say no because he was kind of curious where this was going to go. Then he made a very good point. Hey, listen, man, I know you're really, really in the mood for drugs right now, but we're walking in front of a church.
Hey, man, that's okay. God didn't want us doing these things. Why would he put the ingredients all around us? You know what I'm saying?
And dude, we're also in front of a, police station.
Oh, that's okay, man. We're a couple of cockies. They won't fuck with us.
Wait. Stop. Dude, what the fuck is a cocky?
Cocky, man. Fuck, cocky. Caucasian. We're the color of cock. Aren't we like the stuff that comes out of tubes and shit? It's our fun two-syllable word for referring to each other. Like, black people have one, Mexicans have one, I'm pretty sure Asians have one, but I don't remember what it is. Cocky, man. Cocky this. Come on, cocky what? Yeah. You got anything?
No, dude, I don't have anything, Travis finally said. And I don't think I want to be the kind of person who carries drugs, Travis continued. This was a poor decision.
Oh, come on, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? When are you going to grow up and choose something?
I beg your pardon, grow up? Travis did not like having his maturity questioned. If anything, he thought that if there was one benefit to being uninteresting, it meant he was very, very mature.
Yeah, man, grow up. Like, be dangerous. Be risky. Try something new for once. Didn't your fucking mom ever try to tell you, try new things, man?
I don't think she did. I think she wanted me to be safe and boring and uninteresting. Travis sadly conceded.
Okay, man. Listen, can I ask you one last thing?
I think you're going to anyway, so go ahead.
Okay, man, consider this a trivia. No quiz question. This is a quiz question. What does the word dope refer to?
You mean like drugs?
Yes, like drugs. Yes, drugs. What does dope refer to?
Dope. Travis thought it was a trick question, but without thinking of any better answer, he said the only thing he could say. Dope. That's marijuana. Everyone knows that. At this point, the man just cackled and cackled and cackled, not being able to control himself for almost a solid minute. Then, he regained his composure just long enough to say,
"You sheltered retard, you! Marijuana ain't dope anymore. Dope is... No, man, if you don't know, I'm not going to be the one to tell you."
Please tell me?
Hey, man, I thought you didn't want to do drugs, man.
I don't want to do drugs. I just want to know about them for, like, life experience and stuff.
Oh, man, I'm not gonna fucking tell you.
Well, my parents always told me that dope was marijuana.
Yeah, man, your parents, you're not fucking 50, are you? Dude, you have a lot to learn.
I guess I do.
Can I just say something, man? You have thoroughly wasted my time. I could have scored a long fucking time ago if it wasn't for you.
I'm sorry, Travis said, finding himself apologizing to this man he wanted to be nothing like.
Well, listen, man,
the man said, as if saying one last thing before he was to leave.
Can I make one last question? Okay. If you don't have drugs, can I at least fuck you up the ass and call you Sheila?
Again, Travis responded poorly. What he should have said was no. What he said instead was, I don't think you'd enjoy it.
Well, what the fuck do you mean I wouldn't enjoy it? I'm asking for it, ain't I? Come on, man.
I have a hemorrhoid right now, and
oh
yeah, man. There would be blood everywhere.
Hey, man, that's cool.
And it was with this that the man decided to push past Travis, never losing his dopey smile, and walk past him on the sidewalk, and Travis never saw him again. Travis was alone again. It was not something he was unused to. But in the aftermath of this, he caught himself thinking, well, that man sure was interesting. And then it struck him. Interesting. Travis had a thought. What if being interesting wasn't the inherently good thing as everyone touted it to be? What if being uninteresting was the boring but responsible way to be? What if everybody tried to shame him for being uninteresting because they tried to drag him down with them in their pursuit to make their lives a little bit less shallow? Travis ruminated on this, and he came to the conclusion he would vow to himself never to be interesting for as long as he lived. And he kept on walking.